Okay. What's up, everyone? Today we're doing a video on how yoga changed our life. And today we have here Eternal Memory 8, and she'll let us know what her experience was like on the path of yoga, or to yoga. So let us know how it was for you.
Okay.
Or how did it start, first of all?
My first experience with yoga was many years ago. I went to a class. I hadn't practiced really before. I would do like stretches, I guess, that were similar to some of the poses we do in yoga, but I had no deeper connection to it. Like hadn't studied the culture behind it, the history, or anything like that. So I just went to the class. It was not a beginner's class or intro class. It was just a regular class held every week or so. And I went and I tried it, and it was pretty intense. And it was really fast paced, and it felt more like a workout. Then it was different from how I do yoga now. So that was many years ago. Then maybe a year ago or so, I started to try to do more yoga. Like I tried doing sun salutations on my own, but I know I wasn't doing it right again, or not that there's a wrong way to do it, but again, I wasn't learning the most important thing, which is the breathing, controlling our breathing, controlling how the pace, the movement, posture, so many things that it is a journey. There's just so much learning. You never really stop learning, and there's always things that change, different experiences or practices. So about a year ago, when we started doing yoga together and you introduced me to one of the yoga teachers online, that's when I started to really take it more seriously and want to learn. And I was listening more to the history, the culture, and understanding that yoga is something that doesn't need to be expensive or inaccessible. Like, it should be accessible, and it should be something that an individual can do without having to hurt themselves or having to strain their bodies in ways that are probably harmful. So that's why it takes practice. It's not about achieving a pose just for the look of it. It's again for a deeper connection with oneself and knowing your own body and breathing. So there's just so many things that that connect, and then it's something that you learn, some philosophies that you take from the practice into your everyday life, which is also very important. And I like also learning about the consciousness. So you start, you connect with your own thoughts, where they come from, how you can transform. And then from that too, if you're a person interested in social change, social justice, then you start to also make connections with the collective consciousness that yoga is connected to historically and culturally. So I think that's been the journey for me, and yeah.
So yoga changed your life. How?
How did it change
So
it?
sum up like the summary of how yoga
So
Change your life in what way?
I'm
Something
definitely
quick to
more
answer.
able to manage my stress, and I'm more disciplined in many ways, even just practicing it as often as possible. Sometimes I can't do it every day, but I don't feel right if I don't do it like at least 3 or 4 times a week, or 5 even. Like it's something that is become part of my life, so that's where it's kind of changed me. Whereas before, I probably wouldn't put enough effort um, into having that time that really makes you disconnect from things that might have your mind racing too much. And yoga is supposed to, you you just focus on your breathing, so you disconnect from things that might not be helping you de-stress. So it helps in that way, and it helps me then manage just all the different things that I'm trying to do. I can reflect. I take an hour or so when I practice, and then I don't end up doing things that I feel would then have been a waste of time. Whereas yoga doesn't feel like that, because you're doing different movements, even though you're taking your time. You don't really think about time, you just do it, and by the end, your energy is at a different level. And if you have trouble sleeping like I used to, this really helps. Like I can fall asleep almost really shortly after closing my eyes, and don't have to. Well, I don't feel as tired after a good rest, and yeah, it's
Okay.
so many levels of energy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We got a first-hand view of someone who never, or someone who has tried it but didn't get the full effect at first, but after trying it and getting into the meditative state of peace and focus, it can change someone's life, versus someone who might be skeptic, or someone who doesn't believe in it and tries it and really gets nothing out of it besides the stretch. But that's a different talk. So I'll let you guys know a little bit how yoga changed my life and how I came across it. It started like 3 years ago, 3.5, where I had a back pain. It was like work related, and then something chronic that was happening for a while, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So I looked up. I didn't want to take pills either. I didn't want to take those painkillers. So I just looked up yoga on YouTube, and this certain teacher came out, and I started doing her classes. And the first one I did, like, it changed my, you could say, the thought process of yoga, because I thought it was just female based yoga, and you have those thoughts of like, oh well, if I tell someone, what if they judge me? But I knew it. After I did the first class, I felt lighter, heavier, less pain. So that's what really got me into yoga, and I did it for like every day. I even did like a challenge, like a 30-day, and kept doing the yoga classes. And then work, stress, kind of veered me off, having kids as well, all those stress, bills related. And so years after, which would be like just this past year, I started getting into it again, just because my body felt tense and I wasn't, you say, happy because of the stress. Felt tight, you know, on my body. And after doing it, I don't know, it just stuck with me this time. I've been doing it all the time, and all these series on YouTube that I watch just keep me motivated, even though sometimes I don't feel like doing yoga because you get lazy sometimes. I understand, but I still do it no matter what. Good thing is I have time, and I don't have to slave myself to a job right now. So that gives me the leisure time to do it, and I do other things, but I do yoga first before anything. I put that first, just because I know my mind will be sane. I wouldn't be thinking too fast or, you know, just stress. So that's how I got into yoga. And then, which would be the question, how did it change my life? Well, it would be that less stress. Also with a different healthy diet, plant based. That helps a lot. More energy, more protein for your body. Um, it changed me in a way where the meditation is really helpful in these breathing techniques, and helps me deal with stress a lot better, or situations where other people sometimes may be aggressive. And last thing would be just the path to higher consciousness. I know that takes a lot of hours and time to even, meditate for that long, but it's something that I will get into later after I do all these things. But so it changed the way it changed those aspects. But I also want to reach a different goal, which would be doing it longer, meditation, to see if we can travel or leave our body. But I can talk about that in other coming videos. So that's how yoga changed my life, and thank you for listening.